Life is often described as a journey, but many of us forget what that truly means. We get so caught up in rushing toward goals, deadlines, and expectations that we stop noticing the little steps that make the journey meaningful. Sometimes, life feels heavy. Sometimes it feels pointless. You may even wake up in the morning wondering, what is the purpose of all this? Why do I keep going when everything feels the same? And yet, hidden in the small details of everyday living lies the answer to these questions. Today, through a symbolic story, let's walk together and discover something deeper, a reminder that happiness does not come from perfection, but from the beauty we create along the way. There was once an old man who lived in a small village. He was wise and kind, and many people admired him for his patience and peaceful heart. Every morning, he walked a long distance to the nearby river to fetch water for his family. To do this, he carried 2 large clay pots, tied to the ends of a wooden pole that rested across his shoulders. One of the pots was perfectly shaped and always delivered a full portion of water. The other pot, however, had a small crack in it. By the time the old man returned home, half the water in the cracked pot had leaked out, leaving it only half full. For 2 years, the man made this journey every single day. Each time, the perfect pot felt proud of itself. It served exactly as it was meant to, strong, flawless, and reliable. But the cracked pot felt ashamed. It was embarrassed that it could not carry water fully. It compared itself to the perfect pot and believed it had failed in its purpose. After all, what use is a water pot that cannot deliver water properly? One day, as the man rested by the river before heading home, the cracked pot spoke. With a trembling voice, it said, "I am so ashamed of myself. Please forgive me. Every day you carry me back and forth, and every day I lose half the water I should be delivering. Unlike the other pot, I cannot serve you properly. I am broken, and I am useless." The old man listened quietly, then smiled gently. "Do you not see what I see?" he asked. "Look around you." The cracked pot looked around, but all it noticed was the dirt path leading home and the strong river behind them. "I see nothing special," it replied. The man pointed toward the side of the path where the cracked pot always hung. "Do you notice the flowers blooming along this side of the path?" he asked. The pot glanced again and realized the truth. It was indeed lined with vibrant wildflowers, their petals shining in different colors beneath the sunlight. The man continued, "I knew about your crack all along. That is why I planted flower seeds on your side of the path. Every day, as we walked back from the river, you watered those seeds without even realizing it. For 2 years, I have been able to pick these beautiful flowers and decorate my home. People who visit me smile when they see them. My family feels joy because of them. Without you, this path would have remained dry and empty. You may not have carried water perfectly, but you have given life, beauty, and happiness in your own way." The cracked pot fell silent, overcome with emotion. It had spent so long focusing on its weakness that it never realized the hidden value it was creating every day. What it thought was a flaw turned out to be a blessing. From that day on, the cracked pot no longer felt ashamed. Instead, it walked with the old man proudly, knowing that imperfection, too, had a purpose. Now, pause for a moment and think about yourself. How often do you compare yourself to others? How often do you call yourself broken, imperfect, or not good enough? Maybe you look at someone more successful, someone with more money, someone who seems happier, smarter, or more beautiful, and you think, why can't I be like them? But the truth is, just like the cracked pot, you have gifts you cannot always see. Your imperfections may be watering seeds along someone else's path. Your struggles may be inspiring another person silently watching you. Your little acts of kindness may seem small to you, but they might mean everything to someone else. Happiness, then, is not about being flawless. It is not about achieving everything society tells you to achieve. Happiness is realizing that your journey itself has meaning. Every challenge, every mistake, every scar, every moment of doubt, they all shape you into who you are. And who you are is already enough. The world often teaches us to chase after perfection. Advertisements tell us we are incomplete without certain products. Social media makes it seem like everyone else is living a perfect life. Even people close to us sometimes pressure us to be something we are not. But life is not meant to be a competition. It is meant to be a journey of discovery. Real happiness is not found at the finish line, it is found in the little flowers you help grow along the way. Think about the people who smile because of you. Think about the times you helped a friend, even in a small way. Think about the strangers who felt comfort when you offered kindness. You may never know how many hearts you have touched just by being yourself. The cracked pot thought it was worthless, yet it was quietly spreading beauty every single day. Maybe you, too, are spreading light in ways you do not realize. So, the next time you feel lost, the next time you feel broken, remember this story. Instead of asking, why am I not perfect? Try asking, what beauty am I creating in my own unique way? Instead of comparing your journey with someone else's, look at the flowers blooming along your path. Your cracks, your flaws, your struggles, they are not weaknesses. They are what make your story meaningful. And here is another truth. Life will not always be easy. There will be days when you feel tired, when you question your purpose, when you doubt yourself. But these are not signs that you are failing. These are reminders that you are human, walking a road that is sometimes uphill, sometimes rocky, sometimes painful. Yet, every step you take adds to your journey. Every step you take brings you closer to understanding yourself. Real happiness does not come from having a life without problems. It comes from learning to see the meaning inside those problems. It comes from accepting yourself fully, even when you feel cracked. It comes from choosing to see beauty where others see only flaws. And perhaps most importantly, happiness comes from gratitude. The old man could have thrown away the cracked pot, but instead, he chose to value it for what it could give. In the same way, you must choose to value yourself. Be grateful for the person you are, not just for your strengths, but also for your weaknesses. For your weaknesses can carry hidden blessings, blessings that make the world brighter in ways you may never know. So, my friend, if today you are feeling broken, if today you are doubting your worth, let this story heal your heart. You are not useless. You are not pointless. You are a cracked pot, yes, but you are watering flowers that only you can water. Your journey may not look like anyone else's, but it is yours, and that makes it precious. One day, when you look back, you will realize that the things you once called flaws were the very things that gave your life color. And just like the cracked pot, you will finally see the flowers that bloomed because of you. That is when you will understand that happiness was never about being perfect. It was always about being real, being kind, being you. So walk forward with courage. Carry your cracks with pride. Trust that your journey, with all its struggles and imperfections, is exactly what it needs to be. And remember, life is not about filling the pots perfectly. It is about watering the flowers along the way. Life is like a book, and each day is a new page that we are writing with our choices, our actions, and our thoughts. Sometimes, these pages are filled with joy, laughter, and success. At other times, they are filled with sadness, struggle, and doubt. No matter what is written on a particular page, the story keeps moving forward. The important question is not whether your story is perfect, but whether you continue writing it with courage, hope, and love. There was once a young student named Arjun. He lived in a small town and dreamed of becoming a great speaker, someone who could inspire others and teach important lessons through stories. But Arjun had a problem. Whenever he tried to speak in English, he stumbled. He forgot words. He made mistakes with grammar. People laughed at him, and he felt small. He wanted to give up many times, but deep inside, he carried a little spark. That spark told him that one day he could succeed if he just kept trying. One evening, Arjun's teacher noticed his sadness and asked him what was wrong. With tears in his eyes, Arjun said, "Sir, I don't think I am good enough. Whenever I try to speak English, I fail. I feel like I will never improve." The teacher smiled kindly and said, "Do you know the story of the bamboo tree?" Arjun shook his head. The teacher began, "When a farmer plants the seed of a bamboo tree, he must water it every day. He must take care of the soil, keep it safe, and protect it. But after 1 year, nothing grows. 2 years, still nothing. 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, still nothing breaks the ground. The farmer might feel like giving up, but if he is patient, something magical happens in the 5th year. Suddenly, the bamboo shoots out of the ground and grows as tall as 20 feet in just a few weeks. But here is the secret. The bamboo was not doing nothing during those 5 years. It was growing strong roots beneath the surface, preparing itself to rise tall and strong." The teacher placed his hand on Arjun's shoulder and said, "You are like that bamboo tree. Right now, it feels like you are failing. It feels like nothing is happening. But every time you try to speak, every time you practice, every mistake you make, you are building your roots. One day, you will rise, and everyone will see how tall you can grow." Arjun felt hope for the first time. From that day, he practiced English every morning by reading short stories out loud. He wrote simple sentences and repeated them daily. He spoke to himself in the mirror, even when no one was listening. Slowly, his words became smoother, his sentences became longer, and his confidence grew. People who once laughed at him started listening to him with respect. Years later, Arjun became the very speaker he once dreamed of being, inspiring thousands with his stories. This story teaches us that progress is often invisible in the beginning. Whether you are learning English, chasing a dream, or simply trying to become a better version of yourself, you may not see results immediately. But that does not mean your efforts are wasted. Just like the bamboo tree, your growth is happening inside, quietly, where others cannot see. One day, it will show in ways that surprise even you. Now think about your own life. Maybe you are struggling to learn something new. Maybe you feel shy or scared when you speak English. Maybe you think you are not good enough, not smart enough, not talented enough. But remember, every master was once a beginner. Every fluent speaker once made mistakes. Every strong person once felt weak. The difference is that they did not stop. They kept practicing, step by step, day by day, until their efforts bloomed into success. The journey of learning is never about perfection. It is about persistence. If you speak English today with 10 mistakes, tomorrow you may speak with only 9. The day after, maybe 8. Slowly, you improve. What matters is not how fast you grow, but that you keep moving forward. Let us return to another small story. A little boy once asked his father, "Why do we fall when we are learning to walk?" The father replied, "So that we can learn how to get back up." This simple truth applies to everything in life. When you fall, when you make mistakes, when you feel embarrassed, you are not failing, you are learning how to rise. Every stumble is practice for strength. Every failure is training for success. When you practice speaking English, do not be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are your teachers. Each mistake tells you something new. If you use the wrong word, you learn the right one. If you forget a sentence, you learn to remember it next time. If someone laughs, you learn to laugh with them and keep going. This courage, this determination, will carry you further than fear ever could. And let us also remember the power of small steps. Sometimes we think we must do big things to change our life, but real growth happens in small, daily actions. Reading one page a day, learning one new word, speaking one sentence aloud, practicing one short conversation, these little efforts may seem tiny, but together they create a mountain of progress. Imagine a jar filled with stones. If you place only big stones, there will be empty spaces between them. But if you fill the spaces with small pebbles, sand, and water, the jar becomes complete. Life is the same. Big successes are important, but it is the small habits, the small practices, the daily steps that fill the jar of your life and make it whole. Sometimes, motivation fades. Sometimes you feel tired. On those days, remind yourself of your why. Why do you want to learn English? Why do you want to grow? Maybe it is because you want a better future. Maybe you want to inspire others. Maybe you want to tell your story to the world. Hold on to that reason, because it will carry you through the hard days. Also, do not forget the importance of self-belief. If you do not believe in yourself, even the best advice cannot help you. But if you believe in yourself, even the biggest obstacles cannot stop you. Believing in yourself does not mean you never doubt. It means that even when you doubt, you choose to keep going. In this journey, patience is your best friend. The bamboo tree does not grow in one day. The cracked pot in the earlier story did not realize its value for 2 years. The young boy did not learn English fluently in 1 week. Everything takes time, and that is okay. The beauty of life lies in the process, not just in the destination. So, my dear friend listening right now, wherever you are, whatever struggle you are facing, remember this: your story is still being written. You are still growing. You are still learning. Do not judge your journey too early. The flowers may already be blooming along your path, even if you cannot see them yet. Keep speaking, even if your sentences are broken. Keep writing, even if your grammar is not perfect. Keep practicing, even if your voice shakes. One day, your broken English will become fluent. One day, your small steps will become a great journey. One day, you will look back and realize that every effort, every mistake, every tear, every try, it was all worth it. And on that day, you will smile. You will say to yourself, "I did not give up. I kept walking. I believed in my journey." That smile will be the proof of your success. So today, I leave you with this final thought: do not wait for the perfect moment. Do not wait until you feel ready. Do not wait until fear disappears. Start now, with what you have, where you are. Speak your broken sentences proudly. Practice your daily words with joy. Learn from every stumble, and most of all, keep going. Your story matters. Your journey matters. And you are capable of more than you know.